Have you ever wondered why some of your words, though sincere, make her retreat? In the turbulent world of relationships, where emotions change faster than text messages, your words can be the gateway to a deep connection or the silent cut that breaks attraction. And here's the truth that few people dare to face. It's not that you're not attractive enough, or kind enough, or trying hard enough. You've said things that have made you less valuable to her, even if unintentionally. High-wood men understand that words are not just sounds, they're signals. Each word reveals your confidence, self-trust, and how you lead the relationship with your energy. Stoic men, like Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus, don't choose words to satisfy their momentary emotions. They choose to reflect inner peace, self-trust, and truth. This video will expose 7 dangerous phrases that a high-value man will never say, because each one undermines your status, removes mystery, and puts you in the role of a beggar. But this is more than just a void list. You'll understand why these phrases are damaging, the psychology behind them, and most importantly, you'll be given powerful alternatives to build connection from abundance, not lack. You don't need to be a perfect man, but you do need to be aware of what each word you say is sending. Is it a signal of strength or insecurity, an expression of inner freedom or a sense of neediness? Let's begin the journey of unpacking each phrase, and together, rebuilding the way you use words to attract, lead, and maintain your self-worth. Comment below. Every word I say is a reflection of the value I hold. Number 1. I'll do anything for you. The sentence that destroys self-respect. At first glance, it sounds romantic, selfless, noble. I'll do anything for you. But this sentence whispers something more dangerous under the surface. I'll abandon myself to keep you close. To the average ear, it may seem like a grand gesture, but to a woman attuned to masculine energy, it rings an alarm, not because she doesn't want loyalty, but because true loyalty comes from strength, not surrender. When a man says, "I'll do anything for you," he may believe he's expressing love, but what she hears is neediness, a lack of boundaries, a man who will sacrifice his values, his path, and even his identity for a chance at closeness. And for women, especially feminine, intuitive women, this is not endearing. It's exhausting. Masculine energy is defined by purpose. A man who stands in his center doesn't throw away his mission for love. He invites love to walk with him, not derail him. And the Stoic man knows this deeply. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." A man who speaks from wholeness never makes someone else the source of his worth. Let's break it down psychologically. This phrase often arises from fear, the fear of losing her, the fear of being alone, the fear of not being enough. But fear-true language erodes attraction. Why? Because it places the woman in a position of power she didn't ask for. It turns her from a partner into a savior, or worse, a controller. A high-toned man doesn't beg to be loved. He doesn't perform to earn affection. He stands still, calm and grounded in his identity, with or without her approval. So what's the alternative? Instead of saying, "I'll do anything for you," embody the energy of, "I know what I stand for, and if you choose to walk beside me, I'll honor that, but I won't abandon myself to earn your love." That kind of statement, spoken or unspoken, creates polarity. It says, "I care, but I won't collapse." It invites her in, without dragging yourself down. Because the man who keeps his spine straight, his mission clear, and his heart open, without surrendering his soul, becomes the man women respect, desire, and remember. Comment below. Love doesn't cost me myself. Number 2. Are you mad at me? The question that reveals insecurity. It starts as a whisper in your mind. She's quieter than usual. Maybe she took a little longer to reply. Maybe her tone changed just slightly. That old fear creeps in and out it comes. Are you mad at me? Most men don't realize the damage these 5 words can do. They seem innocent, maybe even caring, but this question reveals something deeper, a lack of emotional sovereignty. When you ask, "Are you mad at me?" you're not just seeking clarity. You're handing over your emotional state. You're saying, "My peace depends on how you feel about me right now." And just like that, the polarity shifts. You move from grounded masculine energy into emotional reactivity, and she feels it instantly. Stoic philosophy teaches us the power of inner stability. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A high-tide man doesn't chase emotional reassurance. He observes, he gives space, he trusts the process and himself enough to let temporary tension breathe. Because the truth is, emotional shifts happen in every relationship. Women are emotional by nature. They go through waves, and when you panic at every dip in tone or energy, you're not being present, you're fragile. Asking, "Are you mad at me?" puts the emotional responsibility back on her. It forces her into a caretaker role, making her manage your insecurity instead of processing her experience. Over time, that dynamic erodes attraction. She starts seeing you not as a pillar, but as someone she must emotionally babysit. So what's the Stoic alternative? It's simple: hold space. If she's pulling back, you pull inward, not outward. Stay calm, stay kind, observe instead of react. If needed, you can say something like, "I noticed a shift in your energy. I'm here if you want to talk." Then let her come to you when she's ready. That's strength. That's leadership. Because the man who can remain unshaken in the face of emotional turbulence is the man she can trust, not just romantically but spiritually. He becomes her anchor, not her echo. When you stop seeking emotional permission, you start radiating emotional power. Con below, her silence doesn't shake my center. Number 3. I'm not like other guys. The line that proves you are. You think you're being honest. You think you're separating yourself from the pack. You think this line, "I'm not like other guys," will convince her that you're different. But ironically, it does the exact opposite. Why? Because a truly unique man doesn't say it, he shows it. When you tell a woman you're not like other guys, you're signaling something you probably didn't intend: insecurity, comparison, and the need to be seen as special. You're pleading for her to believe something that, if true, would have already spoken for itself. The Stoic man doesn't declare his uniqueness, he embodies it. Like Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." If your energy, values, and actions are rooted in authenticity, you'll never have to convince anyone. They'll feel it. Women are intuitive. They're not listening for logic. They're reading the subtext. And the subtext behind "I'm not like other guys" is, "Please choose me. Please believe I'm worthy. Please see me as different because I'm not sure I am." That's not attractive, that's not grounded, and worst of all, it's not necessary. High-worth men don't enter conversations with comparison on their minds. They don't bring up other men. They don't talk about how they treat women better. They just do it, silently, consistently, without needing credit. Because when your energy is stable, when your presence speaks for itself, when you're not chasing her attention, you automatically rise above the rest, not in her imagination, but in her experience. Is the alternative: stop convincing, start living. Let her draw the contrast without your commentary. She'll feel the difference in how you move, how you listen, how you lead, and when she does, she won't just see you as different, she'll feel safe in that difference. And that safety is where attraction grows. Quietly, steadily, without theatrics. So remember this, a lion doesn't say, "I'm not like other cats, he just moves like a lion, and everyone knows." Comment below. I prove nothing, I let presence speak. Number 4. Tell me what to do to make you happy. The question that surrenders leadership. It sounds considerate, kind, even noble. Tell me what to do to make you happy. But this sentence, when spoken by a man, hands over something far more precious than his intentions. It hands over his leadership. At its core, this phrase reveals uncertainty. It says, "I don't know how to lead this moment, so I'll put it in your hands." While it might appear like emotional intelligence, to a woman it often registers as the opposite, emotional passivity. Here's what happens under the surface. When you ask her to direct your behavior, you subtly place her in the masculine role. You're saying, "I'll move where you point. I'll become what you want." That sounds cooperative, but in the realm of romantic polarity, it drains attraction. Masculine energy, especially through the lens of Stoicism, is directional. It's not rigid or controlling. It's focused. It listens deeply, but leads with clarity. As Seneca might remind us, no man is free who is not master of himself. A Stoic man doesn't outsource his emotional or relational compass, he refines it within. Women crave emotional leadership, not because they're incapable of knowing what they want, but because they want to feel that the man they're with has the capacity to feel them without being told. That's what builds trust. That's what makes her lean in. When you ask her to tell you what to do to make her happy, you're doing two things. You're placing the burden of leadership on her shoulders. You're showing her that you lack a confident internal compass. So what's the alternative? Instead of asking her to direct you, invite her into an experience you've already begun creating. For example, "I've noticed you've been under a lot of stress lately. I planned something simple tonight. Just us, no phones. Let's reset." That's presence, that's direction, that's emotional intelligence rooted in self-trust, not approval, seeking. Women respect a man who takes initiative, even when he doesn't get it perfectly. It tells her, "I'm not waiting to be told how to show up, I already am." Because in the end, a man who surrenders all leadership in a relationship doesn't become more desirable, he becomes invisible. Comment below, I lead with presence, not permission. Number 5. I'm sorry you feel that way. The apology that avoids accountability. At first glance, this phrase seems mature. I'm sorry you feel that way. It sounds like you're acknowledging her emotions and being diplomatic. But beneath the surface, this is not an apology. It's a deflection, and she feels it. What this sentence communicates is your emotions are your problem, not mine. Instead of taking ownership, it sidesteps responsibility while maintaining a superficial appearance of care. It's emotional damage control dressed up in politeness. To a woman, this sentence is the emotional equivalent of a shrug. It says, I'm not willing to own my role in how this interaction made you feel, but I don't want to look like the bad guy either, and because of that, it undermines trust. A high-kill man, especially one guided by Stoic principles, understands the difference between guilt and responsibility. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. That response must be rooted in clarity and truth, not avoidance. When you say, I'm sorry you feel that way, you're pushing the emotional weight back onto her. You're essentially telling her that her reaction is the issue, not the situation, not your actions, and certainly not your role in it. And here's the paradox. True masculine power doesn't avoid responsibility, it invites it. Not to people please, not to self-sacrifice, but to create an environment of honesty and safety. Let's say you unintentionally said something hurtful. Instead of brushing it off with this hollow line, you could say, "That wasn't my intention, but I can see how it landed that way. I'll be more mindful." This response doesn't make you weak. It makes you trustworthy. It shows self-certainness. It signals to her nervous system that you're emotionally mature enough to acknowledge her experience without collapsing into guilt or defensiveness. And on the flip side, if you truly believe you haven't done anything wrong, don't apologize just to diffuse tension. Stand firm, but do it with calm, with clarity, with integrity. Because women are not looking for perfection. They're looking for a man who knows when to own his part and when to stand by his truth. Both require backbone. Both require emotional discipline. In the end, your words are a window into your character, and when you replace shallow deflection with genuine clarity, you don't just earn her attention, you earn her respect. Comment below, "My words take responsibility," or "They say nothing." Number 6. Please give me another chance, the plea that kills attraction. It's a phrase born out of desperation. Please give me another chance. And while it might feel like a heartfelt cry for love, it reveals something far more damaging, the complete surrender of your power. Let's be clear, apologies have their place. Owning your mistakes is a mark of integrity, but the moment you beg, the moment you plead, the moment you put her in the position of savior, you stop being the man she was once drawn to. Why? Because masculine energy is not about begging. It's about presence. It's about ownership. And above all, it's about self-respect. When you say, "Please give me another chance," you're not just asking for forgiveness. You're handing over your value, putting it in her hands and saying, "Decide if I'm worthy." To the feminine, this is exhausting. It creates a polarity collapse. She becomes the decision maker, the judge, the emotional leader, and you become the dependent, the apologizer, the one waiting to be validated. This isn't leadership, it's emotional submission. From a Stoic lens, this kind of reaction reflects a lack of internal grounding. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The decision to give you another chance isn't in your control. What is in your control is how you respond, with dignity, clarity, and willingness to walk away if your values are no longer met. Here's the truth. If you've done wrong, say it. Own it. Clearly, briefly, then step back. Don't try to force her return. Don't try to bargain for her affection. Stand in your truth and let time, not pleading, do the talking. Try this instead. "I recognize what I did. I take responsibility. You're free to choose what's best for you. I won't chase, but I won't deny that I cared." That statement says everything. It honors her, honors you, and most importantly, it restores polarity. It lets her feel the full weight of your presence without collapsing into neediness. Because here's the paradox. The man willing to walk away with peace is often the one who's remembered most. Not the one who begged, not the one who broke down, but the one who apologized with strength and then let go. If she returns, it will be because of your stillness, not your submission. Comment below, "I never beg, I let my silence speak for me." Number 7. You complete me, the romantic line that reveals emotional dependency. It sounds poetic, deep, even noble. You complete me. Hollywood has sold it to us for decades as the ultimate declaration of love. But behind its cinematic glow lies a subtle yet dangerous message. I'm not whole without you. And that to a woman is not romantic. It's pressure. When a man tells a woman she completes him, he unintentionally transfers the responsibility for his emotional fulfillment onto her. She's no longer just his partner, she becomes the source of his identity, purpose, and sense of self. That's not love. That's dependency dressed in devotion. A high Stoic man doesn't seek completion through another person. He seeks growth, reflection, intimacy, but never wholeness, because he understands what Epictetus meant when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And to be master of oneself means to be emotionally full before love. Telling a woman she completes you might seem flattering, but what she hears is this: "Without you I fall apart. Without you I don't know who I am." That's not attraction, that's burden, and over time it crushes the natural flow of polarity. Feminine energy does not want to carry the masculine, it wants to lean on it. What's far more powerful is a man who says, through his energy, "I am already whole. I'm not with you because I need to be fixed. I'm with you because I choose to grow together." That kind of energy is magnetic. She feels invited, not required. She joins your journey as a partner, not as a missing puzzle piece. Here's the alternative. I've built a life I'm proud of. With you, I'd love to explore it deeper, but my peace isn't dependent on anyone, not even love itself. That's strength. That's security. That's Stoicism in action. Because the man who doesn't need her to complete him, paradoxically becomes the man she can't stop thinking about. He's not looking for someone to heal him, he's inviting someone to join him in the fire. That's how real love is built, not through gaps to be filled, but through strength to be shared. You don't need her to complete you. You only need to remember that you were whole before she arrived, and that truth is what makes you unforgettable. Comment below, "I bring my wholeness, I don't borrow hers." Your words retail your inner world, guard them like gold. Every sentence you speak in a moment of emotion, uncertainty, or attraction is more than just a string of words. It's a signal, a reflection, a window into how you see yourself and how you expect others to treat you. And this is why high-type men, especially those grounded in Stoic philosophy, don't speak to be heard. They speak with intention. They understand that a careless phrase can dissolve weeks of attraction. A single needy sentence can collapse the polarity they once held with quiet strength. The 7 phrases you've just learned: "I'll do anything for you." "Are you mad at me?" "Not like other guys." "Tell me what to do to make you happy." "I'm sorry you feel that way." "Please give me another chance." "You complete me." Each one reveals a pattern, the subtle sacrifice of self-respect in exchange for validation. But you're not here to beg, you're not here to convince, you're here to become, and that means mastering not only your actions, but your voice. The Stoic man understands that words should flow from a place of clarity, not craving. He speaks less, but with greater impact. He holds silence not to punish, but to protect presence. And when he does speak, he aligns it with his values, not his insecurities. So what now? Replace "I'll do anything for you" with "I choose you, but never at the cost of myself." Replace "Are you mad at me?" with stillness and observation. Replace "I'm not like other guys" with undeniable actions that make her feel the difference. Replace "Tell me what to do" with confident direction rooted in presence. Replace "I'm sorry you feel that way" with truth or silence, never guilt-drenched avoidance. Replace "Give me another chance" with accountability and detachment. And replace "You complete me" with "Let's grow together from a place of wholeness." This is how you build unshakable attraction, not through clever tactics or surface charm, but through your ability to speak as a man who doesn't need to be chased, because he already knows who he is. Let your words serve your values, let your tone reflect your peace, and let your silence carry the weight of your inner strength. Now comment below, "I speak from clarity, not craving."